Hey everyone, this is Ola from Flowershow, and today I want to show you how to set up a blog on your Flowershow site. We'll add a blog section, we'll create a couple of posts, we'll set up an index page listing all of your posts. We'll also create author profiles and link to them from the posts. We'll embed a simple subscription form, and we'll apply one of the themes from our official Flowershow collection. And we'll also do a couple of other things. Now, before we start, I already have my Obsidian Vault connected to a GitHub repository, and it's already published with Flowershow. As you can see, I have a simple README here with some title and some dummy content, and it's also showing on my published site. If you'd like to see how to do this, how to connect your vault and publish it with Flowershow, I've made a separate tutorial covering all of that, so you can find the link at the top. Alright, so with the setup ready, we can start building out the blog. First, let's create a folder to keep all of our blog posts organized. You can call it whatever you want. I'll just go with blog. And apart from our blog posts, we'll also keep a landing page for our blog there, which will have a list of all of the blog posts. And you can also organize this folder however you like. So for example, you might create a subfolder called drafts for some unfinished work and then exclude it from publishing later. Or for example, organize your blog posts by date. So have subfolders for years and months. We'll just go with a simple folder and throw like a couple of blog posts there. I'm just gonna copy over some content I prepared for this tutorial. And I also need to copy over the images I link to in each of my posts. Okay, and I need to fix the paths. These are not correct. They could have stayed like simple paths, not wiki links, but they were just not correct. And it's also just much easier and less error prone to add them this way. Okay, now we have everything. We can publish our new notes and see how they appear on my Flowershow site. Okay, they are live, and as you can see, the metadata that I set, so the title, description, date, and the featured image are displayed correctly. Next, let's create a landing page for the blog. So this is the page that will live at /blog and will act as the main entry point to all our blog posts. So it will include a nice list of all of them. So let's go to Obsidian, and inside our blog folder, let's create a note called readme. Now it has to be a readme.md or index.md file in order for Flowershow to recognize it as a landing page, specifically as the landing page for a folder it's inside of, right? So in our case, Flowershow will serve it as /blog instead of /blog/readme. just /blog. Okay, let's add some title here, just call it blog, and description, a collection of my blog posts. And right now, if I publish the site, blog or /blog would just be a simple page with this text, like with the title and description. But of course, we want this landing page to show all of our blog posts. And to do that, we'll add the list component. I'm just gonna copy it over from my notes. And what list component does is it automatically scans the folder we pointed to. Here it's /blog, and lists all Markdown files inside. I've also told it using slots property to display title, description, date, and image front matter fields from my posts in specific parts of it. You'll see it in a minute. Okay, let's publish it and see how it looks. Okay, my site already synced, so we can go to /blog, and as you can see, we have a nice looking list of all of our blog posts with all the metadata that I wanted, so date, title, description, and image. And now let's add authors. So this is especially useful if your blog content is a collective work of multiple authors and you want to credit the content properly and link to an author profile. So let's open one of our blog posts and let's add the author to its front matter. And the author's front matter should be of type list, and we want to input here a list of file names of these authors. You can treat them as your author IDs. And so Flowershow now will look for a file with this name. So we want to create one. I'm gonna create a separate folder for this so that it's not mixed with the rest of my vault. I'm gonna call it team, and I'm gonna add, it was Jane Smith. And this is going to be the profile page of this person. So I also want to add some more info. Especially I'm going to use the title front matter field to include the full name. And I'm also going to use the avatar from front matter field to add a tiny image next to this person name in page headers. Yes, and I need to copy over this file first. I'm gonna put it in my assets and then link to it. And I'll also add some short bio. Okay, let's publish. And let's see how it looks. And as you can see, we have Jane's profile here listed, and you can click on it to view it. All right, now let's add the subscription form so your readers can sign up for your newsletter. Most providers will give you an embed code, and if it's a simple iframe, you can paste it directly in your Markdown, just with some tiny tweaks to HTML property names, because they need to be camel case. But you can read more about this in our docs. In this example, I'm going to use a little bit more complex form meaning it's not an iframe. And I'm gonna use one from Tally, which includes an iframe and also some script. And for forms like this, or any form that is not just an iframe, you want to use our custom HTML component. So let's head over to Obsidian and let's add this form to our blog README file. And we want to add custom HTML and provide it with the embed code that you got from your subscription form provider. I'll just turn on the source mode so that I can see everything clearly, and I'll copy over the embed code I got from Tally. Okay, let's publish this. And let's see how it looks. Okay, we have it. I just don't like how close it is to my list component, so I'm gonna quickly fix that. And I haven't mentioned it explicitly in this video, but as you can see, we can write JSX blocks in Flowershow in your Markdown. And you can also style them with Tailwind. So we can wrap this in a div and style it so that it has some margin at the top. And note that we are not using class because this is not HTML, this is JSX, although it's very similar. And I'm gonna add top margin to it. And let's publish it. And let's see how it looks. Okay, as you can see, it has a little bit more space, although it could use some more, but I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay, so we have our blog set up, we have the newsletter form integrated, and now it would be nice to also make our blog discoverable, because if someone now visits our site, there is no link to it anywhere. So I'm gonna add it to the navbar. And also, while we're at it, I'm also gonna add a title for our site. So let's go to our repository, the repository for our site, and let's add a new file called config.json. And let's add a nav property with links inside, and a link will point to /blog. It's relative to the root of our site content, and name, the display name for it, it's gonna be just blog. And I'm also gonna add the site title to my navbar, and let's call it Hello Flowershow. And let's commit it. Okay, let's see. And as you can see, we have the title, and it's also we also have a link to our blog. And finally, let's also style our blog so that it looks awesome. So Flowershow has an official themes repository with a curated set of CSS themes. And to use one, open your config.json. By the way, you can find these themes in Flowershow themes repository. We're gonna use a less flowery theme, which is a theme inspired by Less Wrong. Okay, and to use it, let's go to config.json And let's add a new property called theme, and let's put less flowery inside. And once your site is synced, you can refresh your site. And that's it. Let's check our blog section as well. Oh, one more thing we need to do is we want to disable the table of contents, which has a reserved space here. And if we had some headings inside of this page, it will be displayed here, but we don't want it on the blog index page. We want this to be centered. So let's go to Obsidian last time, and let's go to our blog README and turn off the table of contents like this. False. Let's publish this note one more time. And hit refresh. And done. Okay, let's also check some of our blog posts. And that's it for this tutorial. You now have a fully working blog on your Flowershow site with a dynamic index page, a newsletter sign-up form integrated, authors' profiles, and a nice theme applied. Okay, thanks for watching and happy blogging with Flowershow!